Hey, Walleye Wisdom Watchers, Gary Spiker reporting from the sports show up at the Unidome here with Tim Hutchinson from Prairie du Chien. You haven't moved yet, have you, Tim?
No, sir.
Thought maybe you were going to go south for the winter.
Well, first I got to make my millions, and that's a while down the road yet, buddy.
You got me jiggling the camera, Tim.
Yep.
Well, you're up here. You've been doing sports shows, I think, since Friday at the program.
Yes.
So you got a couple more going on today. What are you going to be talking about, or what are some tips you might have for our watchers?
The first one we're going to talk about today is walleyes and the suburb patterns. And then a little later on, we're going to talk about perch and panfish.
All right. And I noticed you had handouts at yesterday's workshop, so folks can get a lot of good information from you there.
Yeah, I started that about 3 or 4 years ago, and I think you can have a bunch of very interested people in your seminars, and you can run through an hour and give them so much information they can't remember it all.
That's it.
So I take the time and I print out a nice piece of paper that on one side has all kinds of information, and usually in the back side has a map, and I will X all kinds of spots and give them reference to generic places to go fish, and it's a good leg up for it. A lot of people really appreciate it.
I know I do. Thank you for that handout yesterday. Now, as you think about other boat shows, will you be at some other locations this spring?
Yeah, I'll be down in Cedar Rapids here in
mid-February?
Yeah, I'll be down there,
okay.
And then I've got to be up at Fond du Lac for one. I'm going to be at Appleton for one. I got to be at Minneapolis for one. So yeah, I'll make my rounds this spring.
Well, we'll probably find you in Cedar Rapids
yes, sir.
that weekend.
Yes,
well,
sir.
What's new with your tackle company this year?
Well, we've got a new line of pro bucktail jigs.
Okay.
And basically what we've done here is we found a new type of tinsel or flash that we can put on some bucktail on it, and then put on this flash on the outside of it, and it comes in several different colors. And what's really nice about it is that when you put it in water, it breathes.
Ooh.
You sit there and raise it up and down really slowly, and you can just see it breathe. You got some really great color combinations of that. We'll have some more new colors next year. We sold them this past year. They did very well. Had a lot of people comment to us about how well they worked and looked. So we're excited about that. Hopefully this summer, knock on wood, we're going to come out with a new line of glow one-eyes.
Okay.
These should really, guys have been asking me for several years to make these, and we just haven't done it because I haven't found a glow paint that I'm happy with. Well, I found one now that, I'm not kidding you, Gary, you charge it up and you turn the lights off in a room, and it's like you got a little spotlight. It's just phenomenal, the amount of glow power and the holding power in this, so I'm very excited about them. We'll get them out this summer, so when it comes fall time, because that's when so many people use the one-eye, it'll be ready to go.
Good. And then you mentioned you had some, new crappie?
Yeah, we got a new line of crappie jigs. They basically are a little round head, then they go to some hackle, and then they go to a plastic body, and then they go to marabou. So it's quite the little smorgasbord. They got a nice little red suckle hook on them. We got them in at least 16th and 1/32, and we're going to try to get 1/8, but we haven't got quite there yet.
Okay.
But those I got to use those last fall up at Red Wing. And we did very well on them. Very, very well.
Now you're still guiding over on Lake Erie in the
still going
July?
to Erie, yeah. Still going to Erie in July, August, and the first part of September, and fishing around here. And in the fall, I usually head up to Red Wing just to run away from all the weeds down here.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it, buddy.
Okay, what's the best way for folks to reach out and order stuff and find you?
Best way is just to go to riverwalleyes.com.
Riverwalleyes.com.
Yeah, that or hutchtackle.com, either one, and you'll find my ugly mug there, and we'll help you out as best we can.
Thanks for being here, Tim.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
You bet.